Right now on Up with KREM, SPS wants your input this morning. Information on the public meeting to help decide the name of 3 new middle schools.
Plus, this morning we're waiting for the FDA to decide whether it will approve Pfizer's COVID vaccine for everyone 12 and up.
And it's cloudy this morning, but we've got some blue sky working its way out. I'll let you know what that means for our temperatures later today.
Up with KREM begins now.
6:30 on your Monday morning. Well, welcome back to Up with KREM. Oh, this is so sweet. Well, last night was your last chance to submit a time for Bloomsday Worldwide. And look who joined in. Our very own Tim Pham and his dog Baxter joined in on all the fun. Oh my gosh. Do you think Baxter's going to get a finisher shirt too?
He might take mine. He's like, I worked harder than you, Dad.
Oh, I loved your videos on social media. You guys were like pulling each other up Doomsday Hill.
You know, we picked up some speed, and I think neither of us were ready for it. So.
How hard was it? Okay, so you essentially have to go by your house to get to the finish, and then basically backtrack to get back to your house. So when you were walking by, was Baxter like, Dad,
we're done.
Dad, that's our house.
So full disclosure, I ran the Bloomsday course, but I actually start and finished in the West Central area because that's where I live.
I suppose that would actually be longer than the actual course then.
No, it's the same.
Okay.
I tracked it, but yeah, no, I just did that because I didn't want to start downtown, drive, and park. Anyways, we finished it, and I just want to say a big congrats to all the Bloomies who finished Bloomsday this year. Over 20,000 people participated this year.
All over the world, too.
So
pretty
cool.
Incredible. All right, Jeremy, good running weather today, but it sounds like it's going to get a little warmer this week.
Yeah, you know, the way I'm looking at it, let's keep all the momentum going. We all trained, we all got ready. Some of us didn't train. We still ran it, though. So I also didn't train, Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're good. But now that we've done it, why not keep that momentum going? And this morning's a great time to start. 42 degrees here in town. Bundle up if you head out. No, not really bundle up, just throw on that extra layer. Later today, though, going to be perfect. We have temperatures starting out in the 40s for everyone. A little more cloud cover in North Idaho. Those clouds will start to move out later. It's one of those days where we see more of those kind of scattered and isolated showers. Think very similar to what we saw yesterday, as our weather pattern overall is very similar to what we saw yesterday. We'll see a few more of those showers lingering as we head into the afternoon. They break up and move out. Tomorrow offers a few more as we get a weak little what we meteorologists call a shortwave moving through. It's just a bit of energy that carries with it the ability to bring us some scattered and isolated showers. Unfortunately, we're way too dry, so we wind up seeing no moisture out of a lot of this. Later today, though, temps on the rise by 10. We're up near 60 by this afternoon. Temps climb into the upper 60s. It is going to be beautiful. So you just got to get outside and take advantage of it.
Jeremy, thanks so much. Spokane Public Schools wants your input on the possible names for its 3 new middle schools, plus a potential renaming of the school currently known as the On Track Academy. Nicole Hernandez joins us now live to tell us more about the names they've narrowed down to. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning. So the construction right behind me is what this story is all about. These middle schools being renamed, of course, and the community has been a big part of it. So Spokanites have actually sent in hundreds of potential name submissions to the Spokane Public School District, and the district was able to narrow it down to just 3 names for each school that they're going to take a look at. So all of these different names include people that are important to our area specifically or to the country as a whole. One of the proposed names is for the Northwest Middle School to honor the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That school will be at the Joe Albee site. Spokane Public Schools is also considering naming a school after pioneers and trailblazers in our specific community. One for South Middle School is York, an explorer on the Lewis and Clark expedition. He's known as the first African American to cross North America and reach the Pacific Ocean. That school would be over on Mullen Road. And then another potential name for the Northeast Middle School is Pauline Flett. She's a Spokane tribe elder who is determined to teach and preserve the Salish language. That school would be on Foothills Drive. And then the district is also considering renaming the On Track Academy building. Now this Wednesday is when a lot of the discussion is going to be happening. So that is, they're going to be holding a meeting. They're going to discuss the different options, and that's when people like you, people in the community, can weigh in, have their comments heard as well. So if you're interested for a link to that Zoom meeting that you can actually attend, you can text the word school to 509-448-2000. We'll send you everything you need to know about that. And then as for the actual final decision on what these schools will be named, that is supposed to happen on May 26th in the scheduled Spokane Public School District meeting. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thanks so much. Well, it was a violent weekend of gun violence in America. Here are 3 things to know about the shootings in the states. First, a manhunt is underway in New York after a shooting in Times Square.
How many more kids do we need to be shot before we realize that bad policies have consequences? And we need action, and we need policies regarding laws to have consequences for the arrests.
All 3 victims are expected to survive, including a 4-year-old girl. Number 2, police in Colorado Springs are searching for a motive after a gunman killed 6 adults at a birthday party before killing himself. Children inside the home were not hurt and are now with relatives. Police did not share details about the victims, but say the suspect and victims were friends and family members. Number 3, 1 man was killed and 3 others wounded when gunfire erupted in Hollywood last night. Los Angeles police say officers were driving in the area when they heard gunshots and arrived on scene to find a man in his 30s dead at the scene. Another 3 men were rushed to nearby hospitals with gunshot wounds. 2 were in critical condition and a 3rd was treated and released. There was no word on a motive or suspect information. President Biden is expected to schedule a meeting with members of the congressional leadership this Wednesday. It's unclear if gun control would be on that agenda.
Well, any day now, the FDA is expected to approve emergency use authorization for younger people to receive the Pfizer vaccine. Now, this would expand vaccinations to 12 to 15-year-olds specifically. Currently, the Pfizer vaccine is only allowed for teens and adults 16 and older. Pfizer says its clinical trial among adolescents show it's safe and effective. Dr. Ivanica is mourning in Seattle. She's a physician and a mom of 3 boys. Her eldest son, who's 11 years old, going on 12, would be among the next group to get the COVID vaccine.
They've really made the best of all of the changes that have been kind of thrown at them. But I still think that there are significant benefits to being able to have a little bit more of that in-person interaction.
On a White House COVID response team meeting Friday, officials said more than 15,000 pharmacies nationwide are ready to give vaccines to 12 to 15-year-olds. Well, the rising number of people vaccinated against COVID-19 has a lot of us reconsidering our summer priorities. A lot of us want to leave town, but aren't sure about whether or not it's going to be safe. So let's connect the dots.
With COVID cases falling in the U.S., a lot of us are anxious to travel again. But flying the friendly skies can bring anxiety. So how do you ease those concerns? Let's connect the dots. A pandemic-weary public has made it clear what they want to do next: travel. But for some, the idea of getting on a crowded plane and staying in a strange hotel is a little overwhelming after what we've been through. Mental health professionals even have a name for it: re-entry anxiety. They report both vaccinated and unvaccinated patients expressing concern about returning to in-person activities. So what can you do about it? First things first, if you have extreme anxiety, contact a medical professional. But if you're simply worried or feeling uneasy, there are some things you can try. Experts recommend exposure therapy, allowing you to ease back into situations. The key is to start off slowly. That means if you're worried about restaurants in a strange city, try going to one in your hometown that you're comfortable with. If a long plane ride is the issue, try a shorter trip first. If a big hotel with a crowded lobby is a concern, book an Airbnb. Experts also recommend accepting that you feel anxious. Just acknowledging that it's expected and normal can bring comfort.
A shot in the arm instead of 2 in the neck. Coming up in Speed Feed, where doctors are setting up shop to give the COVID-19 vaccine.
Oh, I see now. I was shocked. I was like, what is going on with people's necks? All right, I connected the dots on that one. And coming up, we're going to connect the dots on your weather forecast and let you know what to expect in the week to come.
And the KREM Cares Diaper Drive wrapped up last night. We wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who donated. Your efforts will provide families with diapers and wipes. Our partners at Rose Hours and Washington Trust Bank have been taking the donations for the past 2 weeks, and we'll make sure to tally up all the numbers in our report next week.